Hi, my name is Ryan Garrity. We're at Ada Jenkins in Davidson, North Carolina. We wrapped up our TEKSGiving24 event here for our recipient LaEscuelita, who is a renter at the Ada Jenkins Center. We also did some fiber for the Ada Jenkins project, but we'll give you a little bit of tour of what we did here. So as you walk to the front door, you get a nice Unify Protect doorbell with the LaEscuelita logo. At that point, you can ring it to enter the building. It rings here. There's a chime here sitting in the ceiling and the resets mount here. If you go to this back door, we did the same exact thing with the Unify doorbell. All that conduit work we did this weekend. So we have fiber and Cat6 coming through this conduit here, connecting our backbone with fiber, going to the 4 different IDFs. Take you back into the LaEscuelita hallway here. So the first thing you'll get is a Unify Ubiquity dome here. This is giving coverage of this part of the hallway. So the teachers, students, parents are all protected at that point, seeing who's walking down the hallways. If something gets misplaced, they can also look into that and see what's going on. Here, you'll get the first classroom with our PDK reader and our electric strike. You read it, there's an electric strike there, that stays unlocked. Then if you come in here more, you'll see our conduit work going back here, going back to our IDF. We also have more conduit work here going for our pendant speakers. So we got 2 pendant speakers in here with a Ubiquity access point. It's the 7 Pro Max in here. And then we have one more dome camera in here for the camera to give the overview of the classroom at that point. So this school was very unique because it required us to do a lot of conduit work. Some people are not used to doing conduit work in our community, so we're able to learn and show others how to do it. All the nice bends, everything. If you go in here, this is the MDF technically because we got the firewall from Ada Jenkins and Spectrum coming in here. But leaving out of here, we have the fiber that will go back to what Ada Jenkins calls their MDF, which is in the main building, but this fiber will be the backbone for Ada Jenkins. As you can see, Splicer Steve came down from New York to do that for us with Dave Barry. We're using the nice vertical cable trays here. We'll take you on to the next classroom. So same thing, we got TV carts here that they can roll into the classrooms. So we got an LG TV with a Sonos Ray, a Lenovo Mini Think Center, wireless mouse and keyboard. So these carts can be moved to different rooms anywhere. They can auto connect to the Wi-Fi at that point. They can play movies, presentations, videos, whatever at that point. Be able to help the kids get a little bit more
double check to make sure no, because chickens is
visual imaging and visual learning there. We got another dome here that is going down this hallway, just a little bit more coverage. It's Ubiquity. Same thing here with PDK. So we can unlock it, unlocks that strike. We did the same exact mirror image in here. So we have 2 pendant speakers with a U7 Max here and another camera for the overall image for the classroom. Again, I like to show off our conduit work here. Go all the way to the side over there for the camera. You got the access point, but also for the speakers. And then we home run it to the new LaEscuelita's MDF. We got 2 laptops here for the teachers now, so they can be able to look up any lesson plans or do anything to that effect. They did not have anything like that prior. They were using their cell phones for majority. So I welcome you into the director's office here, where we now have our beautiful rack here. Start off with our rack basics rack. So thank you, Hammond, for that. Beautiful. We have our Eaton battery backup. Thank you, Eaton. And then we got 2 Sonos amps, so 1 amp per classroom. Above that, we have our Pro Max from Ubiquiti. So that is our router, but also our NVR for our network here. So NVR has 2 8 terabyte drives in it. We'll record all that footage from those cameras we have. And then we have the USW Pro Max above it with the Ethernet lighting from Ubiquiti. We have just a LC to LC fiber connection in between as our handoff, and then vertical cable patch panel above, and then our beautiful patch panel blank there that we do for all of our sponsors and partners for this project. Then to the right, you have our Asaboy 12 volt power. That powers our PDK readers and PDK cloud node and controller. So it goes to the cloud node, into the controller for our power there. It has 2 batteries in it, and it, in case power goes out, they're still able to use their access control. Over here in this corner, we got a brand new Canon MFP printer for them. So they can copy, scan, do everything out in one printer, where before they were using, I believe, 3 different printers to do, or 3 different devices to do those functions. Over here, we got them a new director computer, webcam, and speakers. Also with data jacks here, so they can plug in anything. So if they were to go get phones, anything voice over IP later, we have 3 extra jacks here. They can also plug in their laptops to the internet right there if they need to, if they want a hardwire connection. That got them set up there, but I'll take you guys outside to our cameras and access points out there. So out here we have a Unify Ubiquiti bullet facing the storage area. So this is all LaEscuelita storage. So they're focused on just protecting their storage here. So we got this camera that covers this perfectly. We also have another camera over here, bullet, that faces towards their garden. Their garden has been vandalized a couple times, so this new camera will help hopefully deter it, but if it does actually happen again, we can catch them on live footage. Then we come over to this corner where we have our Ubiquiti U7 outdoor that is giving a directional connection or signal to the playground area. And then we have our Ubiquiti P to Z. That P to Z is set for people tracking, but it's also just meant for overall view coverage of the playground. So they were using, on this telephone pole over here, they were actually using a dummy camera to try to deter anybody. So now we can take down that dummy camera and actually use our P to Z here from Ubiquiti to give that coverage of the kids playing, or if anyone comes in and tries to vandalize that playground, we have them covered. Take you over to the cafeteria to show you some more of our fiber backbone for the Ada Jenkins Center. So our original nominee was LaEscuelita, but when we found out they were actually renting from Ada Jenkins, we try to incorporate both of them. So we were trying to figure out what we could do to help Ada Jenkins at the same time as helping LaEscuelita. And we thought about the fiber because they didn't have anything interconnecting the buildings really. So we put in this fiber here that goes between the buildings for Ada Jenkins, and that was our first time really doing fiber in any of our TEKSGiving projects. So it was a good experience for everybody to see. So again, as you can see, we have our nice label that says fiber optic cable. It's 6-strand single mode. Splicer Steve got his sticker on there, but we have a little just handoff here that ends back up at that main Ada Jenkins MDF. We'll take you out of here and show you how we got this cable over there. So Friday, I could have told you that I did not expect this to look this way today, because we were trying to figure out the best way without digging up this sidewalk or cutting into the sidewalk to get this fiber over there. We had this place torn apart Friday. I mean, there was dirt, mud, whatever, everywhere, mulch, leaves, everything. But what we did here is, this is full basement, probably up to 6 feet, 7 feet tall. We came through, got an LB PVC conduit under the sidewalk, everything up through here. And as you can see, it goes all the way to the top, and then it ends up into that rack. We put our bright labels on here to show you, or show anyone that comes in here, that there's fiber optic cable in here. So hopefully they don't mess with it, but as you can see, that rack panel is also a sticker here. So we got the stickers made so we can leave our mark there. They know who did this job. I'll show you, as we called it here during the project, the little dungeon. It's the basement here, how we got the fiber around. We're really, really big about doing things right the first time. So I'm gonna turn on my flashlight and show you guys. We put J-hooks all the way around. If you notice, none of this other cabling is in J-hooks. It's just free. But our fiber, our 3 different lines of fiber, are fully in J-hooks all the way around. And you can see all the way down there, J-hooks, 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 J-hooks. All the way down here. While I wish we had more time, we didn't at this project, but this will be a future project where we come in and help Ada Jenkins clean up this mess back here. Because if you see, this is all the current copper that someone ran at one point. It's just dangling down there. Where if you look and see our fiber back there, it's still in J-hooks, and it goes straight up into a conduit into that IDF. Or as we call it, the Ada Jenkins MDF, because that's where all 3 of our fiber strands go back, or fiber runs go back. But this will be a later project that we can hopefully help Ada Jenkins with from my company, R&R Connectivity, or as I was teasing everybody with, TEKSGiving 2.0, because there's a lot of work that still needs to be done here. Just to get it up to quote-unquote standards for our TKW at the very least. I believe it should be the standard for everyone, but I know anyone that joins TKW and works through TKW knows the standard, and we all go by that same standard. You see down here, this fiber still goes through J-hooks and is fully secured all the way down till you get to that conduit down there by those J-hooks. Take you guys upstairs to another IDF. So coming out with that fiber strand, we come here to a box, and then we hit a closet that's in here that goes up to our upstairs IDF that I'm taking you to.
How much fiber do you think that ran?
We probably had about, I want to say it, probably 1,000, 1,200 feet total. I mean, so there's 3 different runs. Some of the runs were a little bit shorter, but I mean, 2 of the runs were a little bit shorter, but I think about at least 1,200 feet. So this is a beautiful gym that was recently donated by Steph Curry. So Ada Jenkins gym right here. Steph came in and, or had his team come in and give it a little update. So this is the upstairs IDF for the Ada Jenkins side. It'll be helpful if we know what key. So again, this was all wall mounted in here. We came in with a rack, put in our vertical cable tray with our 3 different handoffs for LC. There's 6 total strands of fiber in there. But again, you can see this is F1 to F6. to the MDF, which is the Ada Jenkins MDF, where the bigger 2U tray sits. Splicer Steve and Dave Barry did all the splicing yesterday and Saturday. They did a total of, 16 slices, I think, or 15 slices. And they were also training and learning how to use the new, or testing out and giving Trend Networks some feedback, live feedback for their new FiberMaster splicer that they are releasing here shortly. They're the only one in North America, and we got to see it and actually use it here at TEKSGiving24. Great partners with Trend there, letting us use those tools, but also letting us test our fiber with their OTDRs and test all of our copper with their LandTech certifier. Here is the Ada Jenkins main building. We're walking towards the fiber MDF, or the Ada Jenkins MDF. Show you a little bit what we did in here. There we go. Ray found it. All right, so here we did a little bit more than what we were expecting to do in here. This panel was everywhere. This rack was everywhere. They didn't have the racks properly secured. They had the patch panel here holding it. So we went ahead and secured it the correct way. The backboard here was actually held in with just drywall screws. So we went ahead and got toggles and secured it the proper way. We had our handoffs here that lead back and can connect all the IDFs that we went to back into their Aruba switch here. We got some 10-4 optics here to give to Ada Jenkins. These are optics that are meant for the Aruba switches, so then they can interconnect the backbone and get everything online with the fiber. Drop this down, you can see all the fiber that was spliced here. There's 18 different splices that they did at this point. So we're able to get that in. Again, a nice 2U vertical cable tray here for our fiber. We got the handoff cables for the fiber, and we have the fiber coming in through our sleeve here. Again, marked, very well marked, identified that it is fiber optic, to not mess with it or cut it accidentally, because that will take down the full network once Ada Jenkins gets it live and running. But that pretty much ends our tour here of TEKSGiving24 for LaEscuelita and Ada Jenkins. I'd like to thank everyone that came out or donated and helped get TEKSGiving2024 accomplished this year. For LaEscuelita, Asa Boy, we got Cable and Connections, Federal Cable, Eaton, Hammond, PDK, Trend Networks, Ubiquity, Vertical Cable, 10-4 Optics. I'd like to thank all you guys, especially for donating that equipment to help us get this project completed. I'd like to thank everyone that came on site and was able to help us complete this job. Special thank you to LaEscuelita, who actually donated food back to our guys on site Saturday. They actually paid for our lunch, so that was huge. Not too often you get your person or people, whoever you're donating things to donate something back to you at that same time. So LaEscuelita, thank you guys very much. We're so proud and happy to be able to complete this project with our vendors, with our partners that came on site and were able to help us do this job and get it knocked out of the park.
It's been an amazing experience, an experience that I hope to be a part of to help you guys in the future with another TEKSGiving. I have told so many people about the great works of young people, and you guys have reinstilled my faith in our young people and old people, everyone coming together this weekend, donating your time away from your families, donating your services, donating supplies, all the materials, and how we are going to be able to give back to the community and expand the community and provide more services for people. That's what we do here at LaEscuelita. It's not just about academics. It's about serving people and building our community. And I feel like now I'm part of your community.
Absolutely.
And I hope you feel like we're part of yours. And I am so grateful for you, Ryan and Ray.
And Ray.
Thank you so much.
No problem. It's our pleasure.